For the 8th Millennial Goal, I'd like to start just talking about the country as a whole, as Seychelles as a whole. The 8th UN Millennial Goal is to develop global partnership. And since Seychelles is such a small country with very few people living there, but being in the ocean and having contact with lots of different countries, they really are working to increase their globalization and their contact with other countries. Some of it's through tourism and just trying to get exports and imports and all kinds of things like that. But one thing I really want to focus on are the NGOs, which are non-governmental organizations that Seychelles has in place so that they can start interacting with the rest of the world around them. And most of them are related to environmentally and what they can do to increase the sustainability of their country and just kind of the role that they play on a global sense in Seychelles. So I want to start in the ocean, and I think it would be beneficial if we just went directly to the websites. So I'd like to show you the Global Partnership for the Oceans, and this is a program, and there's various countries throughout the world that are involved in this, and just all about increasing the health of the ocean, whether that be the habitats or the animals that live there. And they have quite a few partners, as you can see over here on the side, that are working together to try and improve the health of the ocean. And that is very important to Seychelles because they are an island country, and with 115 islands and lots of water in between each island, then they need to really take care of the water and help with any sort of impact that humans have on that. Another NGO is the Island Conservation Society for Seychelles. They are working to increase the health of the island, the health of the animals, the health of the plants, and the land and the soil. As you can see through scrolling, there's lots of beautiful pictures of the country, and they are working really hard in lots of different islands. We can go over here and we can see some of the past projects that they've done. They've done lots of work in reserving nature and working with the wild fauna in the Indian Ocean and the reefs and all the fishes and all those kinds of things that add to the health of the ocean. Currently, they're working on renewable energy sources and just trying to improve any sort of health. There's lots of scientists and lots of different groups of people working to help. Another NGO that is big in Seychelles is TRAS, and that specifically they work on the island of Praslin, and so we can go there, and you can see as we're zooming in just how small this island is. And the TRAS NGO, their main focus is to increase the terrestrial restoration of this island. Over 40% of this island has experienced deforestation, and the soil's been degraded, and they're starting to see that there are going to be problems if they don't take care of it soon. And so I think it's really amazing that these people are seeing the significance that the land does have and whether it is protected or not. So we can go through and see we can see a lot of erosion. There's lots of there's fires and again, back to erosion. When soil is eroded, then there's more pollution in the water, and that, of course, impacts the availability availability of drinking water for the islanders. There's lots of places and things for people to do, to volunteer and to donate, and they just are really focused on increasing the health of this specific island. Another country or another organization is the Nature NGO of Seychelles, and they get involved in a lot. They have they always are having projects going on and awareness of different species, and they're really concerned about climate change, and they just are really they really want to increase the health of this nation. We can see on the list of what they do, they're interested in the protected area management, so that's dealing more with laws and what things are happening there. Coral reef restoration, marine turtle. The turtles are an important part of the ecosystem in Seychelles. They have these huge sea turtles come, and they breed and they lay their eggs, and if the sand isn't ready or the ocean isn't safe, then that can definitely decrease the health of this specific species. They are really into sustainability and just trying to help the environment to stay working while the land is still being used by the human population. They too are interested in climate change and how that's impacting the islands, and with the rising sea water levels and all things like that. And then they also are really into island restoration. And so it's really great to see that a developing country is investing so much time and energy, and that there are people who are really interested in the health of their soil and of their water and of the land, because ultimately if they don't protect these little islands that they have, then entire civilizations can go away. The last one that I want to talk about is TESS. It's also a nonprofit organization. It's the Ecotourism Society of Seychelles, and they work a lot with government officials and lots of researchers and consultants to just try and, again, implement lots of ecotourism. And so they're trying to bring this idea of protecting the environment, but also letting people see what their country's about and what they do there. And there's lots of different places in Seychelles that are trying to improve what little land that they do have and how that interacts with the rest of the world. And we're just really seeing that even though Seychelles is small, it's definitely gaining ground and recognition throughout the world because of the things that they're doing environmentally, and then with tourism and bringing people to the islands and letting them see the beauty of an area that hasn't been tainted by too much civilization and westernization. So there's lots of great things happening in Seychelles, and I'm excited to see what will happen next.